Hello, welcome. Welcome again. Welcome again. I am excited because today is Not So Crafty Mike's birthday.
Yay.
And he is mad at me for addressing it. He does not like for it to be acknowledged. But we'll go out for dinner tomorrow night and he'll probably nap all night tonight because Colin and I are going to a concert, so we have to celebrate tomorrow. Welcome. I'm glad you're all here. So yes, happy birthday to Mike. Hoping for no trolls today. Let's hope. We're hoping. And I have two things going on today. First, I have a special announcement and a special guest for just about like 10 or 20 minutes. Then after that, I am showing some techniques using Gina K products. Okay, so again, we'll just announce something exciting here first, and then we'll get to the creating. So if you want to see the creating, just about 10 or 20 minutes. All right. Okay. So Mike, bring in my special guest.
Your special guest.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
There she is.
Oh, my blush is very blushing. The blush is blushing. Yeah, I looked dead right before we were about to go live, and I'm like, I better add some color to my face, and apparently I did not look. So
You
it's
look
a little
beautiful.
crazy right now. But
You look
hello.
beautiful.
Thanks for having me
Hello.
for just a few minutes.
Let us know if one of us needs to have higher volume. If you could let us know in the comments.
It's always off.
Yeah, we never
It's
know.
always off.
So we have
And
something
it's like,
exciting
we
to
can't
announce.
really test that. Only the people
Nope.
live can really let us
Yep.
know. So,
Yep.
but yes,
Do you
we
want
have
to tell
something
them the exciting news?
Sure. We just announced a brand new class of online card classes just an hour
Yay.
ago. And I'm so excited to have Jennifer back teaching with me. I did one on my own and it just was not the same. It was not the same.
Yeah. That
So
was
I'm glad
back
to
when
have
my
you back.
dad had passed, so I just wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, the timing wasn't good, but we're gearing up for the holiday card making season, and this is where card makers shine. So Jennifer's coming in. So last year, we had a So Very Merry class, and it was kind of our first time doing a little bit of a different format.
Yep.
And it was so stinking fun, and everyone loved it. So we're doing it again. We're doing not the same class, all new class, all new content, but the same format. So do you want to explain what the format is?
Well, hold on. I'm going to talk about the teachers because that's one of my favorite things.
Oh, okay.
So we have all the same teachers from last year because everybody loved those teachers, but we also added on Jana Smakola because, we have to have her. So I'm glad that she was able to do it also. So we will all be creating pre-recorded videos for this, and Christina will tell how the videos pop up. But what's neat about our videos is we are focusing on techniques and card ideas that can be done either with supplies you have on hand, if you think you might have something, or you can buy the products that we'll be using. Christina designed a handful of products. You can either buy the bundle, or you can buy the individual products, or you can use what you have at home. So the class price right now, the early bird pricing is $26. And so you can take that and use whatever you have, and that would be great. Or if you want to use the same stuff, you could purchase that. And this is all at the top of my YouTube description. And the other thing that's really good, and Kathy Z. Did I not say? Yeah, Kathy Z. So it's Kathy Z, Laura Basson, Christina, myself, Dana Joy, Jana, and JC. Did I say JC? And JC. Everybody loves JC.
I don't know. I've been repeating their names so much over the last day. I don't even know.
It's true. And the other thing that's really cool about this class is as we teach you a card, we make 4 of them. So we teach you how to make 4 of them so that if you do all the cards with us, you're going to end up with a ton of cards ready for the holiday season. And we have a Facebook group, which is really fun because some people use supplies they had on hand. And so we could see the ideas with other products. So you get a lot of ideas from the other students too. That's what I like.
I think that was my favorite part last year was seeing how creative people got when they were basically making the same card, but like adapting it for whatever product they had on hand. It looked so fun. It looked absolutely fun. And then the thing that
Because
I
we
found really
encourage that. If you've got a lot of
oh yeah.
supplies, by all means use it.
Mhm.
Christina did a really good job creating fresh products, but also products that you might have something similar in your stash. So we really want, that's what we love about online card classes. It's very affordable and you have these options.
For sure. And
Yes, the
Sharon
videos,
has a question, and I thought I'd
yes.
answer it right now.
You answer that.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So the class lessons are pre-recorded, and they go up each morning that class is in session. So we have it scheduled for November 10th through, I think, the 10, 11, 12, 13, 15th.
Yep.
To the 4th and 13th. It's Monday through Friday. So for that week, you will get new class content at 9 a.m. Eastern. That doesn't mean you need to be online at 9 a.m. Eastern so you can watch the video when everyone else is. It just means that it will be updated at 9 a.m. So you can stop by at any time after that 9 a.m. Eastern like upload time, and you can see that day's content, and it doesn't go away. So if you get really busy during the holidays, like we all do, no worries. You can still come back and kind of go at your own pace.
Yep.
It's kind of a great, I know live classes are really big right now, but I really love classes like this around the holidays as it gets closer to the holidays, because it really allows you to come and go as you please. So it's one of those types of classes.
And one of the advantages, I love live classes too, but one of the advantages of a pre-recorded video class is that we can fit more in it, right? Because you can watch at home and create and hit pause, you know, and go at your own pace, but we can put even more content in it. Like we usually show some extra examples at the end. Jennifer goes overboard, but we can do that in a pre-recorded format, and it's really worked well. And it's a really chill class, but the Facebook group, we're there to answer all the questions you want. Is there going to be a live chat, Christina? Are we doing a live?
We haven't
doing any
scheduled
live
one yet, but I do know that we have so many teachers this time. We have an additional teacher this time that we might have to add a little bonus day at the end.
Yeah.
We have not officially added that into the class information. As we get into it and we kind of see everything that's being created, we might need to add that bonus day, and that might be a good time to add a live chat. We don't know if we're going to do it yet. I did see a question from Carrie. She was asking about my September release in relation to the products for class. Those are two separate things.
Yep.
It's going to look similar to my release because I designed both. So that would be why they look similar. But because it is my style, you could use them interchangeably. You could use your class products with any of my other things in my line. So if you're looking specifically for the class products, use the links that Jennifer has at the top of her video description. Or if you go over to register for class, there's links directly on the registration page, on the product page, that will take you directly to the class bundle and the individual products.
And another thing is, if somebody asks like what kind of products, what you can do is go and look, the links are below, look at the products that are available for this class and see, like you may say, oh, I've got a holly background. I'll use my holly background, but I might want to get the snow globe or something. So it's up to you. You can buy the bundle or individual things or use what you have. So we really work hard to make sure that everybody has an option. And it's fun to see what people come up with their own supplies. So a link to the class, this is, somebody asked what OCC is. It's online card classes. It's a business Christine and I started 12 years ago. And
13 years ago. No, wait,
13?
it was 2011. It was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's only 20, the class is only $26 right now. And if you want to buy the bundle, you can. But yes, if you buy the bundle, you still need to sign up at online card classes to be in the class. The class, you pay for the class on online card classes, and you can go buy the products over on Concord and 9th or Simon Says Stamp if you want to. So there isn't...
We keep those separate so you don't have to get all of it.
Yes.
I also wanted to make a note here as far as the class price goes. That early bird pricing is through next Wednesday, and then I have a little hint for all of you. Maybe if you need to wait to purchase class until next week, you might want to sign up for the Simon Says Stamp newsletter, because they're going to have a little bit of that special pricing that will extend further out
Yes.
than what we do. So
Yep.
sign up for their newsletter and you'll get a little notification or whatever, or an email.
And these products will only be available at Simon Says Stamp. Simon Says Stamp has been a company that has supported online card classes since the beginning. So you can only get it there and on the Concord and Ninth website, because the Concord and Ninth website is who sells Christina's products. In the future, we do have plans to work with some other designers, but all of the products we use in classes will always be available at Simon Says Stamp for sure.
For sure.
Can I show them the products real quick?
Yeah, go
Should we
for
look
it.
at that? Okay, hold on. I got to see how to do this. There we go. Okay, so here we have it. So again, you can buy all of it or pick and choose. But first, there is the Snow Globe die set. And this has everything you could possibly want. I could see Laura Basson doing some patterns with the trees here. But there's a little house, snowman, all well designed. Like she's got the shed or the base for the house, and you put the pieces on. You've got the holly. You've got a bow to go around it. Different size snowflakes. This Mary die that's real intricate fits along the base. And here are some examples of some that she put together. Now there's also
and
this.
I have paper examples of that. Just the snow globe. I don't have
There you
much
go.
of all the other stuff, but here you go. Here's what they look like when you pair them all together. And
Isn't that cute?
These were
So you
just,
can use
like,
the
when I was
elements with or
testing.
without the globe. Yeah. And it's going to be fun to make a shaker out of too. There is no cut. The nice thing about this is there's no cutoff for how many people can sign up for the class. So everybody can sign up. So this is the stamp set that coordinates. So you can see these big greetings. There are coordinating dies to cut it out. There's snow to put inside, little buttons and nose, a carrot nose and eyes for the snowman. So we don't have to do little
those are
die
on the
cuts unless
dies,
you want to.
too.
Yes, you get the
You
option.
don't want to do little tiny die cuts. You don't have.
Yep. So there's a little border that you can do. Look at these trees. Those are fun. You could do gems. It's just really cute. So that is the Festive Snow Globe stamp set and die set. Then we have a nice sentiment stamp called Joyful Holiday. And there's a coordinating die set if you want it to cut out these. And you can see there are lots of nice small greetings that you could put on the inside or add to the front of the card. Look at that.
And that little corner border is nice. You could like repeat it in the corners of your card.
yeah.
And there's that little
Yeah.
line element that could connect them. That's just a little wink, wink for something you might see in class.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's cool. See, this is why we like her. Now this is really fun. This is going to be very popular. This is the Easy Repeat Holly background stamp. So this is a background stamp, but what's cool about this, you explain it because I won't explain it right.
Okay, so it's just slightly smaller than your 6x6 stamp. We had to make it smaller so it would fit on the actual stamp footprint itself. But I've designed it so that you can see how there's that little curved wave edge up at the top of the stamp, and there's one at the bottom. They kind of match. That's on purpose. It's so that if you want to stamp the background on a 5x7 card or even larger, maybe wrapping paper, something like that, you could repeat that image over and over, and they seamlessly fit together like a jigsaw puzzle.
Yep. And if you want to make a bigger card, like a 5x7 or a slimline, isn't that cool? So it makes it easy. So you can stamp it once and then stamp it again and keep going. Okay. So that's the Easy Repeat Holly background stamp. Then there are the coordinating stencils, which you use to color in. What I will probably try to use it without.
Yeah, you can do the stencils with the stamp, or you can forget the stamp altogether, and there is a layer of the stencils that is just the stem.
Yes. Yes.
So you don't
okay. So
have to use it with the background.
So these three can be used to color this. And if you don't want to use the stamp, you can do the stems this way and use it with that.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Exactly.
So these are the products that we will be using in class. I also linked below, there we go. I also linked below to the Concord and Ninth cardstock bundles that we will focus on using. But that, again, is optional. If you've got cardstock, you can do whatever colors you want. But some people want to do the exact same color palettes, and that gives you an idea of some of the color palettes we'll be using. But again, all of this stuff is optional. So optional, but this is what we'll be using in class. We always we always did classes that were affordable and you use your own supplies, but so many times people wanted to create the exact same thing. And so now we have products that are available for it. And Christina's been designing them all so far for this new format, but we have some others who'll do some in the future too. Yeah.
And I did want to mention that if you just want to take the class and skip the products for now, you can buy the products later if you want. I think there were people last year that they did their own thing and then they saw the classes and what other people were doing with the same products. And they're like, oh, now I want to get the products and, do the same one. So if you don't get the products now, I believe it will be restocked. If anything sells out, it'll be restocked. So if you want to wait until you've taken the class to buy the products, you can do that too.
Yes. Do we have any sneak peeks of the cards we're making? We do not right now, but we will soon. So if you sign up for the online card classes newsletter, or if you follow us like on Instagram, we will be sharing any peeks there.
And I also did want to mention that if you are on Team Use Your Stash, you might be like, well, how do I know what to use? How can I play along when class starts? Last year, that was the first time we'd done this, and it worked really well, so we're going to do it again. A week before class starts, we will have a little sneaky peek of all the card images. And we encourage all of you who want to be surprised to not look. Like, don't look. But if you are pulling things from your stash and you need an idea of what similar items to look for in your stash, you might want to look at the cards. We'll have a truncated supply list, and it will help you pull things from your crafty supplies so that you can hit the ground running on day one.
Excellent. And somebody asked, I will put the link in the chat. It is the OCC Class Bundle, is everything I just showed you. And I'll put that in there right now. You can get it at Simon Says Stamp or Concord and Ninth. The cardstock bundles are below. That's separate if you're interested. And then we just use basic inks in class. Black ink, basic color inks. Really, last year, nobody had any trouble using like their basic supplies along with what we do.
Yeah,
we're not going to like use some specialty thing. Yeah.
No, the most specialty thing might be like embossing ink or maybe like a white pigment ink, something like that.
Yeah, we're not going to like
Most
say
likely,
you need to have
you might
something
have it.
specific. Right.
No.
Yeah.
No. We try to stick to the class products themselves. Sometimes, we might throw in like a circle die or something really basic.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we try to stick to just the class products.
Yep. And again, like I know some people are signing up for last year's So Very Merry, and you can still get those products too, right?
You can.
Those are still available. So you don't have to worry about, like if something sells out, they will restock them. So anything else?
Yay!
Yeah, I'm glad Yana's joining too.
Yes. She'll be a great addition. I try to think there's something else we need to go over. That might be about it. Do you make a lot of holiday cards every year? I know you send some to a lot of your like Facebook.
I send them to fellow crafters. I don't send them out anymore. Somebody asked, will there be homework prep? No, what I would recommend doing is when you get the video in your email box, watch the video, then gather whatever supplies, and you can watch and hit pause and create. But at first just watch it, and then you'll see us do all the steps in the video.
For sure. Marty's asking about the date. Yeah, November 10th is when it starts. So you've got a little over a month if you want to gather your products, order your supplies. But it starts November 10th. Did I say October? November 10th.
November 10th.
November 10th. Yes.
November 10th. I just put in the chat, it says all class info. It's a blog post I just put up, so it'll show you all of it. It'll show you where to go to sign up for class, where you can look at the products and all of that.
Oh, I need to add that to my blog. I haven't added that yet.
Oh, you need
You're
to.
on top of it.
Well, I wanted to also announce that we were doing this today. So, the cardstock bundles, the different products, if you want to look at them, they're all in the description below. Christina, when does the Facebook group open? Somebody asked.
You can join the Facebook group right now. You'll get a link in your order email once you register for class. You'll have a link there. Or if you don't want to go to your email, at the online card classes website, once you're registered in your My Classes page, you can go straight to class. and we have a welcome post there, and there's a link to the Facebook group.
Somebody said that they went to OCC, no discount showed there's a code. Is there a code to make it 26?
It should be 26 in your cart. There's no code needed.
Yeah. Go look in your cart and it should show 26.
Yeah, and make sure you're looking at So Very Merry 2025
Yes.
because that's the one that has the special discount. Last year's class is back to $29. So this year's class is on discount right now.
Yeah. So be careful. There are 2 So Very Marys. If you want to do the one this year, do 2025. But you're welcome to do last year's too. How many cards will we make? Last year it was insane.
It was a lot. Well, at minimum, we're going to have, let's see, what would it be? 14 individual card designs, but then we're making 4 of each of those. And it's probably going to be like a color variation or just like small little variations in each of the 4 cards to make them a little bit different. So you're going to get at minimum 14 because each teacher is doing 2 lessons worth. So, but we'll probably get more than that. Knowing Jennifer, she gets happy, she gets creating, and she just can't stop.
I go overboard, so there'll be many more than that because I can't help it. I can't help it. And what's
you have
nice
all
is
these ideas.
what I also liked about the class last year is there were we would talk about, here's like a simple one, here's how you could step it up, or here's how you simplify it so you can get it just right. Can you make sure that on my blog it links to 2025 class? I just want to make sure because I'm paranoid now. You don't need a code for the early bird pricing. It'll just come up $26. You don't have to be part of the Facebook group, but the advantage of the Facebook group is it's really easy to ask questions and see what everybody's creating, even with their own products. So.
And if you are not a Facebook person, but you might want to do it just for the class, I know people who have a Facebook account just for card classes.
Yep.
So you could do just that, which is kind of nice because that means all your updates are going to be fun card updates.
That's true.
Facebook.
That's true. Good. Okay, I know you have things to do, unless you want to stay around.
Oh, well, I want to make sure we didn't miss any questions. There were quite a few that flew by.
I tried to get most of them. Ask it. If you have a question, go ahead. It does link. Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you. If you have a question, throw it at us right now.
I think one was, can you watch the videos? Can you watch replays of the videos? They're pre-recorded videos. You can watch them whenever you would like. They won't go away.
Yep, anytime. Yeah, you don't have to be on Facebook. But I do know people who just create an account so they can do these kind of things. How many pounds is the cardstock in the online class? The cardstock bundles that we are using, you can use whatever you have. I think theirs is about 90 to 100 pounds. I think the Concord
80 to 100 depending on the color, I believe.
Yeah. So, but use what you have. Use what you have.
And when it comes to colored cardstock, I don't ever use colored cardstock as my card base, like the folded note card.
Right.
I will just cut an A2 front and glue it to a white note card. So even if I have a lighter weight colored cardstock, I don't let that bother me. I go ahead and just use my regular white for the base.
Allison, as of right now, everything is pre-recorded. Is there a discount coming for products from Simon Says Stamp or Concord 9th? No, these products, the prices that you see, that's what they'll be, unless for some reason they decide to change them. Christina was mentioning before that our early bird discount goes till Wednesday, right? But a little secret is Simon will have a code starting when that one ends to make it a lower price again, in case you can't buy it right now and you need to wait.
For sure. Someone was asking about how long the videos are. It really depends on how involved the card design is. Generally, it's usually between maybe 12 to 15 minutes and up to a half hour for each video. It just depends on how involved it is. If it's something more interactive that takes a little more time, you might have a longer video. But for the most part, these edited videos, it will cut out any of the really time-consuming stuff, cutting all your cardstock and all that. We try to keep it pretty concise.
I will say my videos are usually longer because
You like to gab, but we love to listen. So it's all
No,
good.
I don't gab. I like to make. I like to make more stuff.
That's true. And you give lots of variations. That's what takes a long time.
Yeah, last year, I started using the things you designed, and it just kind of got carried away. So,
Yeah, so fun. I want to go back and watch those again.
yeah, I think it would be fun to do that. I still have a bunch of them because I made so many that I still have a few that I can send out this year.
You should bundle them up and give them as a gift to someone.
Oh, that'd be a good teacher gift.
It probably would be, for sure.
Do that.
Okay.
There's no homework. No homework. If you're just popping in, I would go back and watch the beginning again because we answered a lot of these questions. So to get to the Facebook group, you sign up for class, and when you get an email, it'll have a link to the Facebook group.
Yes.
All right.
Or log into the class site itself, and there'll be a link there.
Yep.
Cool.
And if you have any questions,
I can't wait to see what you're creating.
If you have questions on the OCC website, you can email. Heather's really good at explaining or helping with that. So,
Anne's like, imagine Jennifer getting carried away.
Of course. What can I say? You just create good products, you know?
It's going to be a lot of fun. So you're creating with Gina's new stuff that just came out. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say goodbye and let you get your crafting on. I've got to go work on some other things. I probably should start doing some cards. So,
okay,
here we go. I'll be making two. Maybe I'll have you on in the background.
Well, thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me. All right, we'll see you later.
I love you.
Jennifer. Oh, and happy birthday, Mike. Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Okay. Yay. Can I take the headphones off now?
Yeah.
I don't need them. There you go. Yay. Okay. Welcome. Okay, so if you have questions, I have information. Just click the links below and you'll be able to find it. Okay, so I'm going to use some Gina K today. I wanted to use it last week, but I wasn't feeling good, and Mike left, and I can't go live without him. Yesterday was proof of that. So I thought I would use something from her release that I didn't see many people using, so that you could get more ideas in case it's something that you purchased. And I do know that it's still in stock too. But I'll throw in a few different things from her new release. But what I'm going to do here is kind of like what I did yesterday. People really liked it, where I took a bundle of products and showed lots of ways of using it, so lots of techniques. And then what I'll do is finish them off screen if I need to, because I have to end this at 5 o'clock because I'm going to a concert with Colin tonight. So I have enough time to get some things started, and we'll see what we can do. Let's see, I'm just checking this. Did somebody give you a super chat? I saw a super chat earlier.
Yes.
I think was it Pamela?
It was Pamela.
Pamela, thank you. Mike says thank you.
Yes, very much.
Okay, so let me show you the core of what I'm using, and then we'll get started with some techniques. I'll start with my favorite technique first. Okay, so this is, I have it all open because I've been playing with it. This is the Holly Jolly Bundle from Gina. So it is one of the really nice 3D embossing folders. There's a coordinating die that lines up, so you can die cut and then emboss one of the hollies. And then there are layering stencils. So the nice thing about this is you could use the background embossed by itself, or you can emboss the background and then use the stencils, or you can die cut and emboss and just use the individual die cut, or you can die cut, emboss, and stencil, or you can use the stencils alone. That's what I like about this kind of thing. I did something similar yesterday with a press plate, stencils, and other embossing folder and other things. So I'm doing the same idea again today, but totally different techniques. Brienne and Dana gave you a super chat too.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll make sure Mike gets spoiled. Don't worry. Oh, good. I'm glad some of you have this bundle. It is still available. I don't know. Maybe Gina used it, but I haven't seen many of the designers use it yet, so I thought I'd use it today. I will also be using some of her other products from this release.
Yeah, she's here.
Is Gina here? Yeah. Gina! I love your Holly Jolly. I'm excited to use it. Gina is here. Good. So I'm going to start with some techniques. I'm going to dive right in. Thanks for being here, Gina. It's Friday. Don't you have anything important to do? You've got more important things than hanging out with me. Okay, but let's see. Okay, I think I will start with a technique with the stencils. I think this is a technique we often forget. And I'm going to do this one way, and then I might do it another way too. By the way, Brianne is here. She's Brianne Loveland. She is the Link Ninja, so if you have questions, she will oftentimes answer them before anybody else gets a chance to even think about it, because she's super fast. She is here. Good, good. Okay. So I first want to do a technique with these stencils. I've done variations of this technique in the past, but I found out, I practiced this one before, and I found out this worked particularly well with this set and with Gina's inks. Okay, so I'm going to do a fun technique with the stencils. Now Gina's loves us, so she did these little, she has different options for lining up the stencils. First of all, she puts little holes in the corner on these. Can you see those tiny little holes? So you could put the first stencil down and mark those holes, and if you line up those holes every time with each stencil, it'll line up great. The other thing she does, let me see if you can see it on here. Can you see the etched lines? I don't know that you can see it. Let me get a dark piece of cardstock. Hold on. She also has etched lines on each stencil that you can use to line up. There you go, you can see them better. See how you can see the etched leaves? So you can line up those etching on the stencil with what you've already inked. Can you scroll? Okay, so there's a lot of ways to easily line this up, and they also just easily line up if you line up the corners, okay? But I'm going to do, so you can use these to create a stenciled background without anything else. These are sold together, by the way, but you can use them all separately, which gives you more ideas. But I'm going to do a fun technique starting with the leaf stencil. Oh, some people are getting their orders already. Good, good. Okay, I'm starting with the leaf stencil. I have a bigger piece of cardstock than I need, but that's what I'm doing today. Okay, so I will start by taping one edge so that I have a hinge, okay? So there's like a little hinge here that I can flip this. Let's move this. I am using light carnation ink. I want to make a real happy card, something a little not kind of traditional, but not too traditional. So I'm using light carnation ink, and I tried with this ink before, and it works wonderfully. It works really well. I have my Gina K Intricate, and this is going to be helpful to me today because I'm going to be doing different techniques that need different sandwiches. And I don't have to deal with a bunch of plates because with Gina's, you just use the settings on the side, the dials on the side. All right, so if you have questions about the class we were talking about, just rewind this and you'll be able to find all that. Okay, so Gina's Intricate is really easy. I've done a video, I bet Brianne could find it, all about the Intricate. You can use your better press with it, you can use glimmer with it, you can die cut, embossing fold, you can do it all with this, and you just change the dials. For the technique I'm doing, I'm setting it, can you scroll, to die cut and just regular pressure. This is the setting that I use whenever I die cut with this machine. That's it, okay? And for this technique, you set it up that way. Yes, it wouldn't be normally your first choice for this card, but just bear with me, okay? So I have it set, I have mine set to the setting for die cutting. If you're using a different die cut machine, just pretend you're die cutting here. It's the same sandwich, but we're not going to be using a die. So I have my platform here, and I have my cutting plate that I'll put on top. But I'm starting with light carnation ink, and I am just smearing this ink all over the back side of this stencil. So remember, I taped it down, and I've just flipped it with that hinge that I used for the tape, and I'm just putting light carnation ink on here. Just kind of, you can smear it, dab it, doesn't matter. We're going to repeat it a couple times so it gives a good result. Now watch, I'm going to flip this down, and so the ink is now touching the cardstock, but that hinge is going to hold it there. Mike, I need help with the scrolling. I can't keep, I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, So I'm rolling this, I'm gonna run this through, hold on, I gotta put it, make sure it's, the stencil is just the right width for the die cut machine. And then I'm rolling this through. Again, I'm using the same sandwich, oh, I didn't have it on die cut. On the same sandwich that you would do for die cutting with whatever machine you have. So I'm rolling that through. And what's happening is this is just putting pressure so that the ink that was on the back of the stencil is starting to transfer onto our cardstock. Now it's not going to be a complete result yet. We're going to repeat this a few times. But thanks to that ink or that tape being there, it will end up building up the color and give great results. This time I'm just going to kind of smear the color on.
Somebody said you need a t-shirt that says, could you scroll please? And
Yes. I wish it didn't do that. I don't know why it does it. When I say that, the comments get stuck. And so I can't see new comments, and I try to watch. So I'm sorry that you have to hear me say that so much. I was thinking I need a button that just like buzzes him somehow.
I don't get them to
We need to get it fixed. Okay.
I don't think
So watch.
has free shipping at a specific point.
I don't know if Simon has free shipping. I think at a certain point, I think Concord and Ninth does. Gina does. Oh, I didn't mention this. If you're shopping at Gina K, look at the top of my YouTube description. There's information on a free gift that you get for $75 or more. I will actually be using one of the free gifts in a moment. But you get to choose between 3 free gifts at $75. And Gina does free US shipping, I believe, at $50.
Yeah.
So if you spend $75, you get a free gift of your choice. You get to choose between 3 things. And you get free shipping in the US. Okay, so see how, yeah, I need a foot pedal. Okay, watch. Just close that up, and I'm gonna do it one more time. So what we're doing, a shock collar.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm doing is just transferring the ink from the back of the stencil onto cardstock. So this is gonna give us a colored background. Because if I just use these stencils without doing this, the background would just be white. Okay, so here we go. Now, Gina loves us and has designed her inks so that they will smooth out and become even with time. She has a blending agent or something in it. So this will end up being super smooth. But look at that, I did that background using the back of a stencil, okay? This is something you can do with any stencil at all. It's just particularly good with this layering set that I'm using today. So say you have a geometric stencil. You could do this technique and you end up with the reverse of what the stencil, just using the stencil as is. Does that make sense? Hoping that makes sense. So I'm going to clean this. I use rubbing alcohol to clean my stencils, only my stencils. I don't use it on stamps. Yeah, the hinge should probably, really, Jill, Maria, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you could. It's not putting that much pressure that it would shift it. But you saw that worked really well. So now, let me put this away because I've got a lot of techniques to show you today. So I'm going to be getting that back out. All right. Oh, I'll leave that. Let's see. I know what I'm going to do. Okay. So the sticky mat that I'm going to use today is actually I just ordered this and I got it in the mail. So this is the Gina K Double Background 2 Grip Mat. So the brilliant thing that Gina did is it is a double background stamp, okay? So you can either stamp, let's see here. You can either stamp the plaid here or this funky pattern here. You can use it as a stamp, but the other side is just a grip mat, right? And it's sized to fit into your MISTI. So I have in here, I don't know if you can see the pattern. This is her double background 1 grip mat. And I keep it in my MISTI, right? This is the flat side. I could flip it over if I want to stamp with it. And I like that she did that because then there's dual purpose to the grip mat. Now, I have been using, you can see my grip mat, the first version of this has a lot of love. I just bought the second one, so I'm going to use that right now. So this will fit in my MISTI, but right now I'm using it just on my desk. Okay, so I'll place this down, and then let's start with the leaves. because I have this right here. So I'll take my stencil and just line it up. Super easy. Is Gina still here? Gina, if you're still here, I'm putting in a request for more of these backgrounds. And I want one of them for half of it to be just tiny little Swiss dots close together. Hopefully she heard that. Okay, let's do some inking. I have my ink stand. Oh, by the way, if you all like Glassboard Studio, the glass surface that I work on that's magnetic, it's 20% off right now if you use my code in the description below. I wanted to let you know for World Card Making Day or whatever, it's 20% off right now. Gina said, yes, ma'am. Gina, I love you. I moved it. I always ask my designer friends to do product designs because I can't do it. So maybe one side, what do you all think? If I did Swiss, if we asked Gina to do tiny Swiss dots on one side and maybe like real thin, close together stripes on the other, maybe diagonal, that would be fun. Because Gina has a great Swiss dots embossing folder, which I'm going to use in a moment. I didn't put that on my supply list, Mike. Can you add it?
Swiss dots?
Swiss dots embossing folder from Gina. And by the way, this magnetic work surface and the magnets from Glassboard Studio, it works through your grip mat. So say you don't have much grip space, like I don't have a whole lot here because I use big cardstock, I can also use the magnet. Just move it around. So I am not spending a lot of time doing this. I'm just putting a quick light layer of key lime ink over the entire background. Then I'm going to come in with Lucky Clover. Lucky Clover is one of my most used greens because it's like that perfect kind of Kelly green. Let me show you it. Well, here. So that's like it needs to be re-inked. Nice Kelly green, and that will soften a little bit. All right. Yeah, her dot embossing folder is fun. Ooh, you know what she could come out with too? She's going to kill me. She could come out with a stencil that, I should probably text her instead, a stencil that has dots that are just a bit bigger than the dots on the embossing folder. And so you could put the stencil over the embossed background and have like bigger dots with a little dot in the center. Oh, I gotta stop. This is what I do. Because I don't have the talent to design anything, I just bug her. I might be using, by the way, I might be using Gina's kit some later. I'm not sure, but she has a great kit with a really good value this month because she put a lot of free stuff in it. I know a lot of people have done some great samples using it, so I encourage you to check those out if you're looking over at Gina's site. Yeah, Swiss dots are great because they work with any style. It is her Swiss dot embossing folder. I have it right here because I'm going to use it. Is probably my most used embossing folder. If she ever discontinues it, I will be buried with it. That's what will happen. All right. So I'm putting down, so see how I'm leaving the tips, that key lime, so it looks kind of like a highlight. And then I'm putting some of the Lucky Clover more towards the base of the leaves. Lila's texting. Like, can you check with her and see if she needs anything?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what they're doing. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Ken is visiting his dad in Oklahoma, so I'm trying to manage all the things. Okay, so I did Lucky Clover then, and see how that light key lime with the Lucky Clover is going to really brighten it up. Then I'm going to come in with, where did I put my brush? Here we go. With a bit of the Gina K Christmas Pine. And I have a Gina K blending brush. I like these because the size is a good size. So I use these quite often. But the reason I'm switching to the smaller is I can come in and just put a little bit of dark just at the base of these leaves. That pop of contrast really makes a big difference in the end result. Notice I'm not doing like any kind of special effort to blend this. No need. There's no need at all because Gina's inks love us and want us to be happy because they have that blending agent. Oh, you're from Oklahoma. They are in Ponca City, Oklahoma. Okay. Yeah, this is a great dark green ink. You know what else would be pretty here is her dark spruce. You could actually do, if you want more of like a, more, not so bright, but you want like a beautiful green, you could use here her light spruce, medium spruce, and dark spruce. But I wanted bright and happy to go with that bright and happy background. And I'll also talk about why I use the pink. Now watch this. This is so cool. We have pink background and green leaves. Isn't that fun? We're going to the Mercy Me Toby Mac concert tonight. Colin and I are. We have a date. I'm excited because I don't get to see him much because he works full-time as an intern in an engineering business. And he is a volunteer youth group leader kind of thing. He's a Young Life leader, and he's always at that. And he lives in a house with 13 boys and has a sweet girlfriend, so he's always busy. But he calls me a lot and texts me, so I love him to death. Okay, so there we go. Look at how that nice contrast. Okay, now the next stencil, I should speed up here. The next stencil, let me line this one up real quick. Now I can use, there's etching on here that I can look through. The other thing I could have done was those little circles on the corners, but I didn't do that. So I'm just lining up the etching that's on the stencil with the leaves we've already done. Yeah, it'll be a good concert. I've seen them both many, many, many times, and I never get tired of it. Betsy is here. She went with me last time. And Colin. Okay. Brown. Betsy. What's my favorite Christmassy red ink pad? Any brand. Okay, I've talked about this yesterday. There are a few. I'm going to show you some of Gina's today. It depends on what you're going for. Like what kind of feel you want. Like a traditional red, I can show you some. But yesterday I demonstrated with Altenew Heartbeat. That's like a nice traditional red. Lawn Fawn Lobster is a traditional red. I personally love Gina's light, medium, and dark carnation because it gives you more of a corally red, but the darkest is a nice, good red. I'll show you. But this is the light carnation. Is the stencil I'm using, so this stencil, I should have explained this better at the beginning. The Holly Jolly bundle gives you the embossing folder, the die, and the stencils. So all that I'm using so far. So there we have the little stemmies. I used warm cocoa for that. Where did I put my, I tell you. I put it somewhere. Oh, here, because I'm going to need that again. Then we have our little berries. Now, notice that that brown went on top of the pink, but that's okay because the pink I did was so light and I used a dark brown, it just covered it up. Here I have the first layer of berries. So I chose pink because I'm going to make my berries pink. So I'm just going to line this up. There's etching here that I can line up very easily. Okay. And then I'm going to do, so I can show you so you saw the light carnation, right? Here's the light carnation, which is like a light red. Where's medium carnation? I know I had it out. Oh, crud, where is it on my desk, Mike? Oh, here it is. Here's medium carnation, which is like a nice lighter red. And then this, I love this fur red, dark carnation. Now you can go darker on top of that by using like the cherry from Gina. Let me see. Red cherry. So this will go even darker. So look at that nice spread of reds. Okay.
You should mention that I still have restrictions on the chat.
Oh, can you take it off? So yesterday, if you were here, I had a troll that went nuts. And so we had to put restrictions on the chat. So there are still restrictions on the chat. Mike can look to see.
Is it okay to save the settings while you're in the stream?
I don't know. How would I know?
All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
So over this, I think I'm going to go darker on this guy. For these, I'm going to go with the dark carnation.
Okay, set to anybody now, so there you go.
Okay, anybody can leave comments now. He fixed it. So I'm doing, see, this is, I like this as a red. I prefer, see, okay, here's the thing. I like to have all of those for reds because then you can have like the highlight, like I did on the leaves. So when you say what's your favorite red, I rarely use just one. I use light, medium, and darks together. You know, does that make sense? Now you could do the cherry red for the darker, but I did notice, and I'm excited about this, that Gina has a class she's doing with Simon Says Stamp, and they had a class bundle. I think it's sold out right now. I don't know if they're going to restock it, but in that bundle, I noticed she has light, medium, and dark cranberry, which is what I would probably use here for more contrast. All right, I'm going kind of slow. I know I'm talking fast, but I just want to make sure I share it all. Okay, so that gave a little more contrast. Another thing you can do, I want really dark contrast here, and I don't have her cranberries yet, so I'm going to come in with a little bit of her plum punch, and just put a little bit of that at the edge to give it like a shadowy look, just for some contrast. And it kind of, on top of the red, it looks cranberry-ish. Okay, so let's remove that. Come on. Come on. Okay, so Gina has a few different bundles like this over on her site, and I've used some of them before in videos, so I encourage you to look at those if you want something that's not holiday, and where she has like stencils, embossing folder, and dies. And you'll see so many different ways we can use this. You can pre-order the inks from the kit separately at Simon Says Stamp. Okay, thank you, Gina. So if you look down in my YouTube description, I have new class, Gina K Class at SSS. If you click that link, it'll take you to all the different products that you can buy separately. The class is free, but it'll be using those products. Okay. I should just cut my paper down and this would make it a lot easier, but I'm being stubborn. Okay, so for these, I'm going to go a little bit lighter on these. So I will do medium carnation first. Yeah, the leaves really do pop. So all of this could have been done on white cardstock, right? And the background would have been white, but by doing the trick that I did, we get a pink background, which changes up the look of it, right? The reason I chose that pink is I knew I would be putting berries on top and I could do the matching color. But you could do maybe like her blue sky. I always get it mixed up if it's blue sky or sky blue. I always talk about that. But you could do that for the background and then do like dark blue berries. I know that's not traditional, but it'd be beautiful. Yeah, it does make so this technique I just did with the stencil on the background where we transferred that ink from the back of the stencil, I found it works really well with Gina's inks because her inks smooth out. Okay, so let's do some dark cherry. I'm overthinking this, but that's what I do. Or some dark carnation. So I don't want my berries to look flat when the leaves were like, I made them look so dimensional. They're not restocking it. They're not restocking the bundle. I don't think they're restocking the bundle, but they are restocking the products that you can buy individually. I think Gina's here. I think if she's still here, she could probably better tell us. So there I did some dark carnation, and then I'm gonna, because I'm over the top right now, I'm coming in with some of the cherry red. There, gorgeous colors. Gorgeous colors. All right. And then, this is the last stencil for this one, so you'll get to see the results. If you could also incorporate other stencils on top of this, but look at this. Look at that. Look at how that pops. Now you could leave this as is, but you can also put it in that embossing folder. Okay. But Gina will have those inks available. Okay, there you go. They're not restocking the kit, but you can pre-order many of the components of the kit, including the ink. You can't pre-order the 3D embossing folder because it takes so long to get made. But this one is available. The one that I'm using today is available. Let me clean my stencils real quick because I'm going to be using them again. It is striking, isn't it? Now, oop, are you making fun of my singing, my whistling? I used red ink, so I got to really clean, make sure I get it off both sides because I'm going to use it again and I don't want it to transfer. Yeah, good enough. Okay. Now, you could leave this as is. Another thing that you could do that would be fun is to do like the Swiss dot embossing folder over it. And then it would just have some fun dots. But if you want, you can use the coordinating embossing folder. So I got to do that. I'm going to do that because it'll be beautiful. Okay, let's see. Now, what I like to do, let me get my die cut machine ready. For Gina's 3D embossing folders, they're really thick. She puts instructions on the packaging to set your dial to 2D and then the tension to 3. I do with my particular machine, I do about 4, so it's a little bit looser. And then you don't use a top plate. It says it right on the packaging. So I have mine set up. Okay. All right, here we go. I can look through and line it up. I want to get it just right. I should tape it, but I'm going to wing it. I should tape it so it doesn't shift as I put it in my die cut machine, but... Oh, by the way, you could have done the embossing folder first, then the stencil techniques that I showed you, because I tested that and you can do that. And I'll show you that. Hold on. See, I overthink this stuff. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Don't need a cutting plate, remember? So now, oh, I need to switch it to looser. Hold on. Okay, Mike, can you scroll? Hold on. Sometimes they need a little help here. Let me get this through. Hold, please. Okay, there we go. You got to get the lip going in, and you can kind of lift it up and it would work. Yeah, you always got to do sound effects with me. That's the way it works. Okay, so I like to go back and forth a little bit. All right, so now I'll show you. See how those are embossed now. See the embossing on the leaves? So you have that texture. You see it here? The texture on it. Here's the one I did earlier, so I have 2 of them. So you can see that texture that's added to it. Isn't that fun? So much fun. Now, let me show you, if I can find it. This one here, I did the embossing folder first, and then I did that stencil technique where I inked the stencil up. I only did it once, so it's not smooth. So you could do these in different orders. But there you have a textured background. Let me just trim it down because I think everything looks better trimmed down. Okay, so yeah, the pink is fun. I think it's fun and different. So let me cut this down. And this, I'll show you what I'm going to do with this, but I'll finish the card off screen because I want to focus on techniques today. And then I'll finish it and I'll share it on my blog. This weekend I'm going to catch up on those. Okay, so there we go. Look at that. That's gorgeous. It's hard to see the texture in the video, but I just trimmed it down to be 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. But you know what? I should trim it to be less. I'm going to trim it down to 5. We'll just trim some off this side. That's 5 by 4. I could do a little more. Let me do a little more. Let's do 5 by 3 3/4. So it'll have a nice white trim around it. Yeah, that's pretty. Look at how that pops. Now for sentiments, I have some options. Not sure which one I'm going to do, but I prepped some options. And they are from these different sets. Let me show you. This first set, I loved this. It has these sketchy little images, but I like the sentiments a lot. And the nice thing is the dies include the dies to cut out the words and even these little thin sentiments. Look at, there's dies, I'll show you. See the dies? Cut out the thin sentiments. So I did a bunch of those off screen. Let me get them done. So like here's peace. You could do joy, love, peace. You can do a variety of things. But I was thinking there's Mary. I was thinking of, I did the May Your Holidays Be Filled With, and see how it's cut out nice, close to, hold on. Focus, pocus. See the die cuts it out so nice? So I was thinking I might do it this way. May your holidays be filled with peace. Or I might do, I've done in videos where I cut like an angle from the center and have that be in it and then have peace right underneath it. Angles are always fun, especially on a, where it's kind of a simple, just a background and no other elements. Okay, so those are some of the sentiments. This is the seasonal sketches, okay? That's in the list below. This one is the other option that I like that too. Kind of off like this. Oh, that's nice. That Happy Holidays is from her free gift set. Let me find it. This is the free gift set. It's called Snowy Skaters. So if you spend $75, you can pick one of 3 gifts to get free, and this is one of them. She just did, no, you didn't use this one last night. Use the other one, which I'll show in a moment. But I've seen a lot of people do cute images with this. So this you could get for free, and if you choose to get that for free, you can buy the die set that goes with it, and that's what I used for this Happy Holidays. I think I like that even. I don't know. And then I will probably scatter some gold gems on that. So I'll think about that, and I will be sharing that. I'll share it on my blog this weekend. I'll send out a newsletter, so make sure you sign up for the newsletter. But I had all these sentiments, like I have merry and bright. See, lots of different options here. Oh, and here are 2 more. Thanks for all you do. I like to use my holiday products for thank you cards because you can use them during the winter or for gifts. These are from 2 other sets. Gina used this one in a live last night. That was great. This is the, what's this called? What's this one called, Mike? I don't know what this one's called. Gina, what's this one called? It doesn't have it on the back. Oh. I may have the wrong package. And this is called A Little Something. So that's where the thanks for all you do is. And this penguin one is where I got the Happy Christmas. And I thought the Happy Christmas went kind of nice with this, the feel of this card, but I would probably put it on a die cut circle and pop it up or set it back. Yeah, I think this one might be the one for this one. Festive Penguins. That's Festive Penguins. And she has that for sale in the coordinating dies. But I also like how she has so many sentiments in her stamp sets. And then you get the coordinating dies. So like, see, everything's sticking together because I kind of pulled it apart quickly before I went live. But like this set, here's the coordinating dies. They cut out the penguins and the snowflakes, but even the sentiments. Isn't that cute? Oh, one's in the kit. Oh, is this in the kit? This is in the kit. So I've got the kit over there. She has the kit that's great value. That's from the kit. But all of this is linked in her new release. It says Gina K new release in my description, and it's all there. So that's the first one. Using the stencils to create a colored background. See? Can you see the texture? I wish you could see it in person. You could also like take your finger and a little bit of like Simon Hurley paste, put a little bit of shine on there. There's also the little, I don't know what they're called, the veins of the leaves. You could trace the inside. You know what, watch, I'm going to show that. I don't think it'll show up in the video. But you could trace the inside, oh yeah. Trace the inside of the veins of the leaves with a glitter pen. Let me show you. I wonder if you can see the glitter. I did it on this leaf here. See it? Isn't that pretty? So it just kind of makes those veins stand out even more. But you could also use a green marker. Isn't that fun? Okay, so that's one card. Boom. Okay, what's next? I don't even remember. Oh, okay, next. Next. Let me put it this way. I used the die to cut from white cardstock. So we're going to do embossing folder and stencils and die together. Because remember, the Holly Jolly comes with the embossing folder, the die, and the stencils. I'm going to use them all this time. So I die cut from white cardstock a holly. Now, there's a little bit of ink in here. If you need to clean the inside of your embossing folder from any ink, just use rubbing alcohol. Okay, so now I want to add the embossing texture onto this die cut. So if you look, you can see through it lines up with this holly right in the middle. And I just line it up, and then I take a piece of tape. Let me get it lined up good, goodish. I put a piece of tape in there to hold it in place, and then you close it. So can you see the white is lined up with the image? So now let me run this through. That glitter pen, Mike, can you add it to the, it's, what do we call it? The Sakura glitter pen. Here, look at the side. Okay. There we go. So now, it's on my list. If you search glitter pen in my list, it'll show up. Okay, take this off and you can see the texture. All right, let me put it on here so you can see it. Can you... Look at how that just brought that die cut to life. Sakura Stardust pen. Gina. Gina's right. Thank you, Gina. So see how pretty that is? So off screen, I die cut a bunch of holly, and I ran them all through the embossing folder like I just showed you. So I have them all ready. Now, I'm not going to take the time to do all these, but I'm going to tell you what I plan to do. So I can lay these down and start using them with the stencils. So it's that middle part here. So watch, I can lay this down. See how it lines up with that the leaves? And I can stencil or ink over them. I'm going to just demonstrate with one, but I could do it I will do it with multiples because I'm going to do something fun with it. Hold on, let me get key lime first. Where's my ink stand? I'm a little frazzled today. The glitter pen it's like a silvery glitter pen. Okay. It's very subtle.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones.
So I'm just doing some key lime here over the whole thing. Then again, I'll come in with the Lucky Clover. And what I would do is do key lime on all of them and then come in with the Lucky Clover so you don't have to wipe the darker ink off each time, if that makes sense. But leaving that light tip on the leaves creates that contrast that we really like. Yeah, that pen is inexpensive and it doesn't die out like many gel pens do, you know, and it lasts a long time. Mike is adding it to the supply list. If you want to see the supply list, you go to the link at the top of my YouTube description that has the word live in it. That'll open up to a new page where there's information about everything at the top, and then there's thumbnails at the bottom, and those thumbnails will have the pen on it because we can't fit everything in the description on YouTube. Okay, a little cocoa. Oh gosh, that's so, Gina, this is just beautiful. And then I'm going to do the same kind of thing I did before. I'll start with the medium carnation, and we'll build that up to a red. Yeah, those pens never, they just don't seem to die, and they're inexpensive. Okay, can you get Lila to feed them, please? Okay.
So I added the wrong one, and of course the Link Ninja corrected me.
Good job, Link Ninja. And then the final one here, I'm going to do with dark carnation. And then I'm going to come in with that little bit of plum, like last time. Okay, so look at that. So now you can have, it's like a standalone die cut, okay? So, like something you could do on the card that I just did is pop up that one. So you could have that one stand up with texture, you know, like I would take several die cuts and glue them behind so it has some dimension, and glue it onto that main one so it's popped up. And then you can put the sentiment on that. So it would be kind of like the focal point. Hi, Lila. Okay. So that's, but what I want to do, but I won't have time to do the whole card now, is I plan to make a wreath. Okay? So what I would do is take multiple die cuts, do that inking on multiple die cuts, and kind of turn it and form it into a wreath. Now the die cuts, these will be too big, right? If we do, I mean, you could do a cluster of them, but if I kept them this big, it would be hard to, I want to do like a half of a wreath. But what you could do instead is, I don't want to do it to all of them, is to cut some of the leaves off. So like take this one off and then start layering them that way. And then you can, in some of the areas where it's kind of gappy, you can tuck those in. Does that make sense? So I will just form like a half of a wreath here and then put a sentiment at the center. Now what I do to make sure my wreath doesn't go wonky is I will take a large circle die and trace it onto my card wherever I want it to go. So I want the wreath to kind of go off the side like this. So I'm going to trace that, and that will be, is she feeding them? I can start gluing these onto that to cover the pencil, and that'll make sure it stays together. Does that make sense? So like I can then come and tuck this one in here and just start to fill it out. So my guess is you probably need 6 of the sprigs to make a big wreath like this. Isn't that fun? So I will finish that. And then, so this would go all the way around here. You could actually also make it like not as, let me show you, like not as full. You could make it real thin and it still would look pretty, kind of curved along that. But I like the idea of tucking some of the extra leaves in to make it more full. All right, and then you just put a sentiment in the center. That Happy Holidays would probably look good again at the center of that. You could even have it hang off. Does that make sense? I might continue this one, but I want to show you a couple more things, I think. Does that work? If you want to catch up on the video where we are, just hit refresh. You don't need to just cut the stamps. I'm just cutting my die cuts. So see how I usually just tear them. And then you can glue them and arrange them how you want. All right, let's see. Any questions? I'm just making sure. Let me look at the questions. You know what? While I ink up another leaf so you can see it, so I can start to do the wreath, I'll answer some questions. Mike, what I answered about the glitter pen.
Okay.
What else is there?
The glass mat.
Okay, so this glass mat is the Glassboard Studios glass mat, I have it linked below, and this weekend it is 20% off if you use my code below. I like it because you can get different sizes. I think I have the biggest one because I have a big area here that I put junk on. But you can get different sizes. There's different colors. It's glass. The grid is under the glass, so it's not, the grid won't rub off. And it's magnetic. They sell different magnets, a lot of different magnet options that are super strong, and you can use it to hold things in place as you create. And I always work on my glass. I have 4 glass mats for the 4 spots, so if somebody crafts with me, like Christina was here and Betsy was here, I have room for them too. And it's 20% off this weekend if you use the code below. Okay, so Catherine asked, are Gina's inks the only ones that smooth out? You know what? A lot of the inks will smooth out, because here's the thing. Dye ink, when you put it on, when you stamp with it or blend with it, it's slowly kind of absorbing into the paper. So it dries to the touch quickly, but it's slowly kind of absorbing and smoothing out. But so a lot of inks will smooth out. But Gina's seem to have a little bit more smooth out than others. So the techniques I'm showing, try with whatever inks you have. But the holiday colors that Gina has are great. These carnation ones, love them. Okay, so let's turn this the right way. I put a little star with a black Sharpie at the top corner of these stencils, and I put a piece of tape over it so that I could see that, or covered with piece of tape so the black Sharpie doesn't wipe off. And that way I can see what the top corner is. When will we have another tag team? I'm not sure. Gina and I need to plan that. This is a really busy time for companies because the holidays are coming and Black Friday, and with the tariff issues and all that, there's extra challenges. So I will be happy to go live with her whenever she is available. How about that? Maybe not. We just did a live together a few weeks ago, but I'm sure we'll do it again because I like doing them. I think they're fun. All right, so then there's this little guy. I'm just gonna use whatever ink is on my brush here. Yeah, that's not enough ink. So let's go with dark carnation here. I'm mixing all my brushes up here. Dark carnation and a touch of the plum. I need to put my brushes away so I can find the right color ones, but I'm not. Mike, are there more questions?
Yeah.
What do we have?
What's your favorite grip or sticky mat?
Okay, so what's your favorite grip mat? Or sticky mat? Listen, there's a lot of options. It depends on the need that you have. If you want a giant one, Altenew has a giant one. If you want one that fits into your MISTI, then Waffle Flower and Gina have it. What's neat about Gina's is that the other side is a stamp also. She's the only one who has that. So it just depends. If you want to get one, I would get one that fits in your MISTI if you have a MISTI. Okay, so I would do a few of these. It's therapeutic. I would take this little leaf off. So I would start going like this. Maybe, let's see. Tuck that behind. Oh yeah, see, I can tuck them behind and just start curving along. And then maybe, Colin's here. Oh, see how you can start making it really full. This bundle is the Holly Jolly bundle. Okay, so I would just keep going. Hi, Colin.
What's up?
I'm live. Just warning you.
No problem. You can go around, everybody can see you.
Okay. Do you want to say hi?
Sure.
Colin's going to say hi. I'm not going to cry. There he
What's
is.
up, guys? I'm in the frame. Oh, there
Yeah,
it is.
there you are. Gina's here.
Hi, Gina.
He's got this man voice.
Hi, Nancy Rose.
See, now I'm going to have to cut my live off soon because Colin's here.
I'm gonna go for bike ride files. So.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Good. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so you can see how you can start going around. Now, I go really full with my wreaths. You don't have to do that. You can keep it a little more sparse. You hug your mom. Trust me, he will hug me. Mm-hmm. He will hug me. He's a hugger. He's an affectionate little guy. Okay. So see how you can just start forming a wreath. And I'll just keep going all the way around and put a sentiment in the middle. And I'll just chop on the side. All right. Oh, you know what else would be neat? Is use you could either, on this background, use the holly embossing folder. So it'll just be white paper with the embossing folder alone, just that texture. Or you could do the Swiss dots and then put the die cuts down for the wreath. So you'll have some texture on the background and then add the sentiment to it. And you can add the sentiment would also look nice right here with the wreath going that way. He is 19. He's 19. Can you get them fed?
Yeah.
Abby's excited because she wants to eat dinner. It's past her dinner time. Yeah, he's a hugger. We're going to Mercy Me Toby Mac concert tonight.
Yeah, somebody asked.
Yeah. Okay, so that I will finish that off screen. Yeah, he's here, so I'm gonna go soon, but I have some more techniques to share. Okay, let's see. Let's do the one. I do this technique often, but I want to show that it works particularly well with this bundle. So it'll be good to see again. You should see the mess that I have next to me here. Let me just put things away. Oh, your oldest is 19. Our oldest is, there's Celeste. Our oldest is much older than that. We have two older ones, but they're my stepdaughters, but I call it, they're my daughters too. So they're much older, but Colin's 19 and Lila's 13. Okay. Let me get my die cut machine set up. Let me get this, hold on. Mike left me, so I gotta go get the scrolling going here. Hold on. See, I gotta scroll when he's not here. It is a good concert. I've seen him before. Ken went with me last time. Colin hasn't seen Toby Mac. Toby Mac's like 65 and he goes crazy all over the stage. Like he looks like he acts like he's 20. It's crazy. Okay. So I'm going to do, oh, by the way, I didn't mention, I'm all over the place because I'm excited. I put the sandwich, or the settings that I use for an embossing folder onto my embossing folder. I use a label maker, but you could also write on the outside of the embossing folder with a Sharpie. So I have the magnetic platform from Gina. Then I do a 2D setting and 5 loose, which are the dials on the side. So I don't have to remember. The Gina's grip mat, the background grip mat that I've been using fits in the original Misty. Oh, grandbaby is due at the end of December. So Audrey's having a baby. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's start this. Piece of cardstock. I will put a little bit of temporary tape on the back of it. So let's put some temporary tape on the back. And then I'm putting that glue down on to the side where the leaves and the berries are raised. Oh, he's 60, okay. 60, but he still has a lot of energy. Okay, so I'm putting this through. I'm just running it through like normal. Let me get my settings right. Okay. You know why the first time I was having a hard time getting it through is because I had that really wide paper. I shouldn't have done that. The snowy skaters are sold out. Will they be back in stock? I'm guessing. I would hope Gina can pop in at some point and answer that if she's still here. Okay. Beautiful embossing. See how pretty that would be with the wreath on it? Hold on, I gotta scroll this. Mike's helping me handle things because I'm alone tonight. You crank. Okay. All right, so now this is gonna give us another version. Let me move this over. Another version of this card where we get a colored background. It's just another way to do it. Yes, Gina said they will be back in stock. So now what I'm doing here is this side of the embossing folder is where the background is raised up and the holly is indented. And I will take Gina K Sea Glass ink. You can use any ink. I'm going to start with Gina K Sea Glass, okay? Because that's my favorite color, and I think it's Gina's too. So I'm just kind of smearing it around in there. This is stuck in here because we put a little adhesive on the back. And then I'm running it through again. Yes, every embossing folder is a little different. Every companies are different. Some embossing folders are moody. So always test before you work on your project and put a little label on it and don't try to force anything through. Yeah, this bundle is a great one. So watch. You're starting to get blue ink in the background and your raised areas are still white. Now this is a technique that I recommend doing a couple, 2-3 times because it makes it smoother when you put more ink out. But also remember that that Gina's inks smooth out. I'm going to finish this. Here we go. I'm just flustered because he's here. But he's going on a bike ride with Lila. Okay, so look at that. So that will smooth out and give beautiful results. Here's one that I did earlier. See how it'll lighten and smooth out, and look how smooth that background is. Isn't that gorgeous? So this you could do as a simple thing like this. You could go really bold with that background color, and you can leave your raised areas white by all means. But you can also line up the stencils with it. So on this one I did sea glass. You can see what it'll dry to. Let me show you that you can go much darker if you want to. Let's go with, on top of that, I'm going to do medium spruce. This isn't, I should have just started with this color, but I wasn't sure I was going to switch. But I wanted to demonstrate that this can be done with the dark color too. And this bundle is great for it. I think I put a little too much on there. Hang on. I pushed the ink pad too much and I can see it kind of creeping in on the indentations. So let me, because this is a juicy ink pad. This one I just re-inked. Let me wipe that ink off. I don't want that much ink on there. Ignore me. Let me put some rubbing alcohol on that just to clean that up. Okay, now I'll do it again and I won't press as hard. Okay, so this is her medium spruce. I mentioned this one before as a nice alternative for greens. There's light, medium, and dark. Okay, so I'm going to close that up and run it through again. Come on, baby. There we go. So you can do a dark background too. And I will repeat that to smooth it out. All right, and you can do as many times as you want. This works really well also with, you could do like a metallic, or, you know what's really pretty? Say you start with like a blue cardstock and do like white embossing ink on the inside. So you can do white embossing ink too. But Gina's dye inks are particularly good for this because they will smooth out. So you can see how bold that background can be with the raised holly. Let me show this up close. See that? So I think it would be a simple, I'm going to set this aside. A simple card design would be to just trim this down, maybe mat it with with silver cardstock, and then just add a sentiment to the center. But another thing you can do, let me clean off my desk. Everything okay up there? Let me get a new cloth because I made that one really green.
Paper doesn't tear?
The paper doesn't tear. No, if you use a high quality cardstock, it should not tear. If you get tearing, there are a few things you could do. Let me go ahead and get this one out while we talk. If you get tearing, there are a few things you can do. You can mist your cardstock with a bit of water first, or try a different cardstock. This particular embossing folder, the way it's designed, I don't think anything in the design would cause tearing because there's nothing like super close together, which is sometimes the problem. But really, if you're using a high quality cardstock, you should have no problem. I'm just using a heavyweight white cardstock. I got some ink on there. But you can use You should be able to use anything. Metallics would be pretty too. Okay, I probably have ink on my face too. So what you could do, again, is trim this down. You could use Master Layouts from Gina, do a thin silver or gold matte, and then put a sentiment at the center. Or you can do your inking. Can you scroll it, please? All right, whoop, I rotate it. All right, here we go. Look at that. And it lines up perfectly. So this is another way to get a colored background. So I wanted to demonstrate this technique because say you have an embossing folder with no stencils and you just want a colored background, you can do the technique I showed you. Since this comes with stencils, you could either do it this way or the stencil way I showed you earlier. They both will give good results. I'll just do a little bit of the coloring here. Yeah, this is the one from earlier that I did pink with the stencils. That's a fun technique. I hadn't shown that one in a while, so I'm glad we could demonstrate that with this. And again, be sure to check out Gina's kit. I was going to use the kit because it's a really good one, but then I saw this Holly Jolly and I had to use it. The big news was at the beginning. We have a new online card class coming up. So if you rewind, you'll be able to catch that. Okay, now other things that you can do, remember with these stencils, is Gina has some new gels or paste that came out. I think they all sold out, but I'm sure they'll be restocking. And you could do like gel for the berries. So say, here's one, like say you wanted a blue background for this one, you could do light blue, do the leaves, and then if you wanted red berries, use red paste over it. White, did I say white embossing ink? I meant white pigment ink. Sorry, I'm a little excited. He's always busy, so I don't get to see him a ton. So getting to see him will be wonderful. Okay. So I'm just doing the same thing you've seen me do a few times, but I wanted you to see how it looks this way. The other thing that's nice about this method is when I did this, I was inking over flat cardstock. With this method, I'm inking over the embossing. And when you ink over an embossing folder background, the crevices kind of grab the ink and make the pattern stand out more. And I'll show you a comparison here in a moment. Okay. Gina said sparkle gels did sell out, but her metallic pastes are still available. There you go. Gina always is good about restocking things too. See, here's the thing. Gina goes live on release time and people go crazy with the new release. So sometimes things sell out. But I made sure that what I used today, most of it should still be in stock. I made these brighter or lighter than I did the other ones, but that's okay. Let me finish them. Because this one I think is going to be a pretty background too. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. So let me show a comparison. Remember, with the technique I just showed you, I did the embossing folder and then the inking. On this one, I did the inking of the stencil, then the embossing folder. See how I feel like the veins stand out a bit more on this version than this version? It's just another way of doing it. So now I can do the berries. On this one, I think I might leave the berries white. And maybe put just like a little shade, a little touch of gray on it. Let me see. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I can do it. They're on a bike ride. Okay. Who's upstairs? Is that Gran?
Yeah.
Okay. My mom's here too. It's a party. Gran and people have been asking. Gran is doing very well. Gran's way of grieving and dealing with the grief is to go places. So she's always wanting to travel. So that's why she went with Mike to Arizona. Everybody grieves differently. I curl up in a bed and avoid the world. Okay. Can you scroll it, please? Do you like doing ink blending on a grip mat or sticky mat? I like grip mats. I feel like they hold better. Now, so I like the white. What do you guys think? Do you like the white berries on there? I think I like the white berries. So I'm just going to add, but I want them to have a little shading because I overthink everything. I want to finish this one. Okay, let's do, there it is. The old standby. This is a great light, warm gray. This is Gina's Whisper. And it's super light. See how light that is? So you could use that to just do a little bit of shading. Teensy bit. I'm gonna have to get a new brush for this one. Let me grab a new brush here. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of shading on the white, just to kind of make it stand out. You know what, actually, no, I think I want more than that. Yeah, I want a little more. So I'm gonna go darker. I'm gonna go with let's see. Get the soft stone instead. Do a little more with soft stone, but I'm gonna be careful. I don't want to go too much. So I'll tap some of the extra ink off. Just a little gray shadow. You could also do it in like a yellowy, like a real light ivory color, but I think this little bit of gray. And remember, the ink will kind of draw back a little bit, so it won't be as intense. I realize I asked you guys if I should do white berries and then I just did them. Oh my gosh. You know what would have been nice there? A little gold metallic ink. That's what would have been good there. Just a little bit of shimmer on those berries. Oh well, next time. Then we have the last one to do those last berries. This one I don't think I'm going to put much gray on. Just a touch. Do these. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. See how that just makes it, and that will soften too. Look at that. So just another, yeah, gold would have been nice. I could go over it with gold. Sparkle gel would be great. Yep. Lots of options here. Isn't that gorgeous? So similar looks, but I wanted to demonstrate both ways so that you guys could get an idea of, you know, if you have a different product, how you can use the stencil and ink up the stencil and run it through your die cut machine to get a colored background, or you can use your embossing folder. Hi, Dana. Okay, I have one more thing I want to show you. I haven't tried this yet. This is inspired by Gina. I haven't tried it with these particular products, but it should work. Yeah, Gina's the best. Okay, and look at how this is, here's the two. See, there's the dark and then the light. That spruce is beautiful. Now, you'll see it kind of got a little splotchy down here. The reason is, remember I did this like 6 times. I first did it 3 times with sea glass. Then I did it 3 times with the spruce. That was just too much ink for the paper. So if I would have done medium spruce right from the get-go 3 times, you would get a beautiful dark background. And what would be pretty here is do the light spruce on the leaves and then red on the berries. It'd be beautiful. And remember, I'll finish these off. I've got all those. Oh yeah. Where did the rest of that go? Hold on. Here it is. May your days be filled with peace. I think that works nice with that color palette. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, one more thing I want to try. This is double embossing. This is Gina's doing. This is Gina. She's done this before in different ways, and I wanted to try it with this. I think she calls it double embossing. First up, I'm going to change my settings here to be 2D embossing folder. Her 2D embossing folder is, or her Swiss dot embossing folder is a traditional 2D. See how much thinner it is than, this is the 3D embossing folder. Let me see, there we go. This is 3D up here, this is 2D. The Swiss dots is 2D, so I just use the 2D setting on the side. Okay, so I'm going to put a piece of white cardstock in here. Color would be pretty, but I'm going to go with white because that's what I have here. So I'm going to put that in there and find my platform and plate. I'm going to find it. Oh, here it is. This bundle, that has the die the 3D embossing folder and the stencils is the Holly Jolly Bundle from Gina K. Nancy, if you email me, that'd be awesome. Okay. So there we have the Swiss dots, the famous Swiss dots, which is one of my favorite. Now, does a stencil warp when running it through the intercut? I tried this and mine warped. If your stencil warped or your embossing folder warped, it means you're using too much pressure. You want to not dial it down. Never force things through. Okay. Now this, I'm going to go with, hang on. I'm thinking. It's dangerous when I think. Let me think. I'm going to go with, I'll just go with sea glass. That way it'll show up better in the video. I'm going to take a sea glass ink pad and just lightly wipe it across the top, just so those dots get a little bit of ink. Okay? You could skip this. You don't have to do this. I just did little dots with sea glass ink. See? Now, I'm going to put this now into the 3D embossing folder. Now, yes, when I put this through, the dots will get flattened some, but you'll still see them, especially because I put the ink on them. If you want better results with putting the ink on the raised areas, try using a brayer, which I didn't do, but you could do. Come on, baby. I don't know why mine is having a hard time catching today. Have I been mean to it? I've done it a billion times today. There we go. Okay. Thank you. I'll enjoy it. Okay. And on this, I like to go back and forth with the 3D folders. Which dots are nicer, embossed or debossed? Either. I usually use the embossed. Okay. So now look at, I have dots and the holly. Let me show you what it looks like, because I did do it without the ink before. Here it is without the ink. I love that, because see, you can see those dots in the background, but then you see the holly too. Now I did ink. I would do a lighter ink if I were, but I wanted it to show up in the video, so you can see both, right? But yeah, I don't know. Yes, you can use the Spellbinders Better Press in the Intricut. Okay, but now what I can do with this is I could have inked the stencil, but I'm not going to this time. So now you can just use the stencils on it. Where'd I put them? Where'd I put my stencils, Mike? Oh, here they are. Goodness gracious. So let's do the leaves over this. Okay. All right, let's line this up. And then you'll start to see the dots more, because I'm going to ink over most of the dots. So here we go, inking again. I think I'm going to go darker on my leaves this time. Yes, oh, yes, Brenda, you know what would be nice is start what I just did, do the same thing, but start with like a colored cardstock. And then do the 2D embossing folder, and then put white ink on those dots. And then you would have these soft white dots in the background that kind of look like snow. Be really cool. That's just another idea. Okay, so this time I'm going darker, Lucky Clover, and then we'll come in with, you know what, this time I'm gonna do spruce. This is medium spruce. So I'm mixing up, mixing up two different greens here, but I think it'll be pretty. There's something on my brush. Let me switch my brush. Doop-a-doop. Where's my green brush? Here we go. I'll use this one. Got it, Mike? Okay. There we go. This is gonna be really pretty. So Gina's done many versions of double embossing. In fact, we did a tag team once on techniques you could do with embossing folders, and I think she demonstrated, I think this is where I learned it. So this is Gina's technique, but I think now I don't think it works with every embossing folder. Like you don't want 2 different floral embossing folders, it would get too confusing. What I feel it looks best with is if you have like a dot, Swiss dot's great, or a stripe, like a basic pattern, simple pattern embossing folder, and then one that has big areas like these hollies, so that you can see both and they don't fight. I think this is beautiful. Wish you could see. Can you see those dots on there? And look how beautiful that makes it. It's just gorgeous. So yes, the 2D dots do get a little flattened as you go through with the holly, but you still see them. Okay. So you see how we have those, now it's starting to, yeah, see? Okay, now let's do some berries. This time I think I'm gonna go for, because I did blue in the background, I think I'm gonna do blueberries, and this is gonna upset some people. People don't like when I do, when I go a little wonky with the colors, but
I know I'm already upset.
Mike's upset. It's his birthday too.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do this, Tim, on his birthday.
No.
Let's see.
Now you're on board.
Now I'm on board. Okay, I'm gonna do, this is Blue Jay. I think I had darker ink on this brush. Or this is Blue Sky. See, I always say it different. This is a beautiful color. Let me show you. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It works really well with our blue raspberry color. Yeah, I had darker ink on here. Oh well. I had darker ink on my brush. I should have wiped it off more, but that's okay. So I'm putting blue down first, and then I'll come in with the darker blue. Let's come in with, this is blue denim. I could go even darker and do like blue navy, or in the navy, but I'm not going to. I'm doing this so fast. I really should just have slowed down, but. I could have done like teals to go along with the sea glass in the background. Come on now. Okay, then, okay, there we go. Now this one, I want to go heavier. Let's see, how dark did those go? Oh, no, I'll do the same thing again. So let's get some Blue Sky. And then blue denim. Okay. Look how fun. Oh, I need the stems. All right, stems. Could go lighter with the stems, but I'm going to stick with, I've been liking that warm cocoa. Yeah, these colors are pretty. See, your berries don't have to be red or white or whatever. You can make them whatever you want. All right, where did my brown brush go? I usually put my brushes away as I go, but I'm not today, and now I can't find anything. This will really finish it off nicely. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that fun? So you got the texture of the dots, and you've got the texture of the holly. Isn't that fun? I do like the blue too. Isn't that fun? So you could have skipped rubbing that light blue or the sea glass ink over the dots and just left it white. But notice how that sea glass ink is kind of smoothing out and giving really good results now that it's drying. So that's double embossing using 2 of Gina's embossing folders. All right, there we go. It's 4:50. This is good timing. But I do have giveaways. I'm going to give some things away. I'm going to give away 3 spots in the online card classes. So 3 class spots, all right? And all you need to, let's do 5 class spots, not the products, just the class spot. If you've already won or already signed up, I will reimburse you, okay? So we'll give 5 spots away. So if you want to be eligible to win a spot, just leave a comment in the chat. If you've been leaving comments in the chat as already, then you'll be, you're already eligible. Mike's going to pick them here in a few minutes, so you have some time. And then if you have a question and I missed it, ask it again with question in capital letters, and I'll try to answer as many as I can as I clean up. And I'll bring out all my backgrounds to show them all to you again. All right. You're going to have to advance it. I'm trying to come up with different terms and scroll
Not picking.
while he picks. Okay, so we have the double embossing white background. This would be stunning. And you know what this would, look at this. I already tore this, but here we go. Yeah, look at, remember how you can make one die cut? I tore mine, but here goes, okay, come on, baby. That one with, and then just put a sentiment. Gorgeous. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so that's probably how I'll finish that. Probably do that, and then put like merry and bright underneath it, and scatter some gemstones. Keep it really simple, but this would be popped up. I'll trim down the background too. Probably put a thin black mat like Gina does and put it on a white note card. That would be gorgeous. Okay, so there, that's double embossing. Here's double embossing with some ink added. So that, and again, double embossing's best. Gina's Swiss Dots embossing folder is fantastic for double embossing. She also has one, Gina, if you're still here, what's it called? It's like a plaid kind of thing, just like hash. It's another good one. I wonder if I can find it. No, I won't be able to find it right now, but it's like a plaid. That would also work here. All right, this one here is the one where I put ink in the embossing folder and then use the stencils to get the colored background. This one here, I did the inked stencil and then the embossing folder. Okay, so those are, yeah, those are the backgrounds. There we go. Yeah, those are the backgrounds. So these I can finish, I will finish off screen, and I will put them on my blog hopefully this weekend, and I will send a newsletter out when I do them all. I think the piece was great here. I will probably do, I don't know, she had some other great sentiments too. In her kit, she has some really good ones. So there's some other sentiments. Oh, I forgot to mention this. This is in her kit. This embossing folder is in the kit. It's called the Joyful Ornament. That 3D embossing folder, and then there's an ornament die. So you could cut an ornament and do these techniques, and then you'd have an ornament with the holly pattern on it. Wouldn't that be pretty? And then there's a stencil. So a lot of the techniques I did here, you could do with these two products and the die that are in her kit. There's a link to the kit below so you can see everything in it. So much. She really packed it full today, or this month. All right. I'm sorry I'm frazzled. I'm just excited. Okay. All right, so I promise I'll finish these. If you don't get my newsletter, go to my blog at the top. It will, you can sign up for the newsletter. Also, my Facebook group is called Share Handmade Kindness, and whenever I do a post, I put it in there too. So you could join that. Okay, Mike.
Yes.
5 winners.
5 winners.
5 winners. Mike will put the winners' names at the top of the YouTube description when we're done. And all you have to do is email us through our website, and you'll be able to, we'll get you set up. My nails. The nails do last long. I get bored and change them often. Okay. Who's the first one?
Somebody said the link to your impressed nails was not working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something's up with that.
I'll have to figure that out.
Okay. 5 people.
5 people. Give me 5 names. I'm going to write that down.
Carla Postel.
Carla Postel.
Postell.
You get a spot in OCC. And again, if we call your name and you've already signed up, we can reimburse you.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Kathy Solie, Solie.
Kathy Soley.
I'm terrible pronouncing names.
We're both terrible at pronouncing names, sorry.
Janine Camacho.
Janine Camacho.
Karen Monahan.
Karen Monahan.
And Betty Ray.
And Betty Ray.
R-A-E.
All right, you are the winners of the spot in the online card classes. And just email me through my website and we'll get you set up. Okay.
We'll pin that.
If this was your first live with me, this was I was a little all over the place because I'm excited. Sorry.
Yep, just email. There's
But
a
it is.
giveaway option, and I'll send it. I'll send it all.
There you go. Mike sends all this.
And you're gonna. Okay.
Yep, we're good. Okay, so in my YouTube description below is information on OCC, the online card classes, information on the free gifts you can get from Gina, and also in there is the link for the 20% off, the code you need for 20% off the glass mat if you were interested.
Yep.
That's it. I'm going to a concert.
And Glassboard has free shipping over 75, so you get 20% off and shipping. So
Oh,
particularly.
Glassboard has free shipping over $75, and then there's also 20% off. That's because they're big, so shipping would be a lot, so that's great. Okay, so all of that's, and they sell the magnets too. That's all in the description. Thank you for being here, sticking with me through this craziness. I will be going live a couple times next week. I'm not really sure when yet, but I will be. So just sign in for my newsletter and you'll know. Gina, thank you for being here. It means the world to me, and thank you for making such cool products. So I will finish these cards off. I'm excited, and I will see you again very soon. Have a good weekend.